Hey everybody, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, October 11th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 64-ish. I can't remember exactly what number it is, but I haven't been on in a month because I've been busy, and I have lots of stuff to talk about and lots of stuff to show you and lots of catching up to do. So I hope everybody's had a good few weeks, month. I just said. I hope you've been gotten lots of stuff done. I have been true to my word, and I am picking up the most random hobbies nonstop. As fast as I see something on Instagram, I want to do it. So I have a couple new hobbies to show you. I have a fully finished cross stitch. I have a finished cross stitch. I have a couple new starts. So we'll just jump in and get started. I did go ahead and flip myself back around where the sun should be better lighting, but it's a very overcast day here, a nice fall, cool day, and I love it. We went out and ate breakfast and it felt so good. So anyway, there's a little glare on my glasses, but again, I know you didn't get on here to look at my eyes, so we'll just get started. I am going to, what am I going to show first? I'm going to show you I have so much stuff. I have stuff in the floor. So I'm going to show you my finish first. So in the last video, I had talked about my focus piece, which is a little bit of Spring by Blackbird, and I was able to get it finished. I did not iron it. Sorry. But here she is. So pretty. I did make some changes. I left the wording off and I put this flower up here, which is this flower but changed a little bit. And I stole that idea from somebody on Instagram. I don't remember who it was. One of the flowers on the bottom is a little bit off. I was off by half a stitch. And did I take all that out and redo it? I did not. I might have talked about that in the last video. I can't even remember. If I show you something or talk about something that was in the last video, just chalk that up to it being so long since I videoed that I don't even know what I have going on. Okay, so then I have a accidental fully finished object. I had finished Salute to Abigail that I showed, I'm pretty sure in the last video or maybe the video before, and I ordered a frame from Art to Frame. It came in. I was super excited. I was like, oh, I'm going to get to finish that tonight. And I came in the house and I ripped the package open, and I did not pay attention apparently when I was ordering the frame, and I ordered a shiny finish frame instead of a matte finish frame, which Salute to Abigail needs a matte frame. The shiny was just not going to work. So I reached out to my friend Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, and I sent her a picture and I asked for some advice. So she gave me some ideas about how to grunge it up. And then I stopped at Hobby Lobby the next day, got me some stuff. I came back home. I laid the frame back over Salute to Abigail again. And I was like, I think the frame is a little too wide on top of being shiny. So I have another frame for that was my first choice that I may go back and doctor it up a little bit. I don't know. But all that to say that I decided this frame was not going to be a good fit for that. So I was like, surely I have something in my stack of finishes that I can make fit in here. And I did. So a long time ago, I stitched this piece. It is a Plum Street sampler, the Milk and Cream Company. And, sorry. I have my blind open, so you're going to get a lot of sunshine. There, that's not too bad if I tilt it up. So this is stitched 2/2 on 28 count Lugana Monaco. And it is the darker one. and I did not do any additional dyeing. I did change the colors on this piece. I changed the colors of her dress. I think originally it was green and red maybe, and the barn colors are a little different. Maybe the trees are, I think I did a lot of changes on this. Not because I didn't like the colors, but this is just colors that I had on hand. But I love this cow so much. I can't stand it. Look at all those cows. I'm scared of cows, but if they had quilt blocks on them, they probably wouldn't be so scary. Probably a little scary for some other people, but they wouldn't be so scary for me. But I'm glad to have that one finished. I do also have, I consider it the companion piece to that, the Wool and Flax company maybe. It has a lot of pinks on it. So I want to do that in the same size. I just haven't gotten back around to it yet. Okay, so now I want to talk about whips. So I'm going to do, yes, whips. So you've seen this piece 100 times. I was doing really good on it. This is the piece that me and Diane are stitching a motif a week. I did stitch my motif last week, Diane, but I didn't send you a picture. And I have not done this week's motif yet. I think that's where I stand with this. But I decided to come, you know, every time I get it out and show it, I feel like it doesn't look like much has changed. I decided to start coming down the middle. So I'm coming down the middle, and then that will kind of give me sections, and I can come back in and fill in the sections. But I love this so much. It is so pretty. So pretty. Excuse my thread over here. It's just hanging out, making everything not look very pretty, but. So I did this. This was one of the flowers I recently did, and this was actually supposed to be white, but I changed the color because my white shows up, but not great. You can see right here the white. So it does show, but I just felt like that whole flower would just completely disappear. So I changed that to a pink color. And it is, I think it's Raspberry Frost. It's one of the colors, the called for colors in this. So I didn't go completely rogue on it. And there's no time frame that I am trying to get that done in. It just will get done when it gets done. And then next is Dwelling Place. This is the piece I'm stitching with Jan, with Hoop It Up with Jan, and Phoebe with Moonshine Stitchery. And we started this not last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before. Jan is done. I'm approaching a finish very slowly, very slowly. So I did go ahead and section it off for like weekly assignments to see how much I would need to get done to have it finished by November or by Thanksgiving. It's questionable. But I am going this weekend, no, next weekend, I am going on a friend's stitchy retreat a couple hours, well, a couple hours, like 4 hours from here, with some new friends. So I'm very excited. My friend Pam that I talk about on here invited me along with some of her good stitchy buddies, and I'm very excited to meet some new friends and get some stitching done. So this one will go with me. So I think since I saw you last, I started filling in the blue grass at the bottom because that's going to take forever. I finished the brickwork on the bottom of the house. I did this teeny tiny bit of start at the bottom, and I think I filled in the butterflies and the bones of this red up here. But once I get these filled in up here, then I can come start on something bigger at the bottom, so it will actually look like some progress. But this is probably, this is one of, if not my favorite piece that I've done. I love it so much. I need to cut off the extra fabric, but I'm scared it'll ravel up on me, so I gotta, I mean, I can sew it up, but that would be silly again to do the thing that makes common sense. I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally. I have a little, I don't know, allergy, something going on here. The next piece I worked on is A Friend Loveth by Plum Street. I would like to do it in a white frame. I think, I'm looking down here, I have a bunch of frames underneath there. I think I have a frame that will be the right size. I just might need to paint it. I'm not really using the called for colors on this. A couple of the colors are called for, but like the green, the green is the called for green, and the gold, this is brandy, is the called for. Everything else is just randomly something I picked out of my stash. So I did the whole flower since I saw you last. The crown, I did decide to fill the A in with a really pale pink. It is something. I have it right here. Hold on. Clover by the General Art. I really like that pink. It has just a teeny tiny little bit of variegation. But I love that. So that should be finished up pretty soon. I mean, that's going pretty quick. I've worked on it 3 or 4 times maybe and gotten that far. So maybe by next video, I do plan on being back in 2 weeks. So maybe by next video, I will have that finished. I don't know about frame, but maybe I'll have it finished. I do want to go ahead and order another frame for Salute to Abigail. No, I said I had a frame, didn't I? Can you tell I'm all over the place? I have all these ideas running around in my head, and they get jumbled up. And sometimes I say things that they're lies. There were a couple lies in the last video, and I was going to confess to them, but it's been so long, I don't remember what they are. So I'm sure maybe y'all noticed, and again, just overlooked me. The next start is Autumn Trio. I talked about this in the last video. I don't think I had started it yet, but this is a sale that my local stitchy group, some of the girls are doing. A lot of the girls are doing the fox. A couple girls have the owl done. I decided I would start with the squirrel. Just because I don't know that, I mean, some of them may be done with all of them at this point. I don't know. My friend Rebecca, she's pretty fast. She's whipping through hers. And she's doing hers on a really high count. And they're so pretty and dainty. We have a stitch day coming up for that group. And maybe somebody will put theirs in there and I can get it as the smalls exchange is where I was going. But this is where I am. I am not using call for colors. What I did was I just went into my DMC stash and pulled a bunch of fall looking colors. And I'm just kind of, as I stitch, just replacing with what I think looks good. This is on a piece of Antique Lace by Seraphim. And I really like this. I mean, this is a really pretty, look at the modeling on that. This is the kind of modeling I like, where it's just very subtle. It's not super bold. But I would do a sampler on that. That would be a pretty sampler piece, so I may have to get some more of that. I don't know. I'm getting a pretty good selection of linen from the 2 linen clubs that I'm in, and I really do. I'm really enjoying that. It's nice to just have some come, and then when you want to start a new project, you can just go over to your stash and pull something which is really nice because I've not had that option before. Okay, the next piece that I started is, I said Fanny last time, but it may be Fanny. I don't know. This is Celeste with Celeste Creates. This is her birthday start. And I had been eyeballing this because my friend Bonnie from Stitching Group had also shown it. Celeste is not, I can't remember what she said. She just put a video out a couple days ago, and she didn't show this one, but when she showed it last before, I mean, she had like a whole like quarter of this done. I do not have that much done. This has a lot of colors, So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got a couple different things. I got this floss. They're like, let me pull it out and show you. Let me act like I can pull it out and show you. Oh, it really does not want to come out of there. Okay, well anyway, it has a magnet on there to put your needle, but you can put your floss in here. Now, I would punch these holes bigger. I would make that one big hole right there. But I got this kind, and I got these. These I decided to use, so you can write your colors on here. And I really need to just write the symbol on there too. I don't know why I didn't do that. But I put my colors on here. Look how pretty that looks. I really like that. But aren't these pretty colors? Very, very soft and subtle and floral. Just really, really pretty. So I started mine on a piece of cypress. I really like cypress. I have several pieces and I have several things planned on cypress. It's a good mix for me. It's light enough that it's easy to stitch on, but it's dark enough for what I like things to look like. So I don't have a lot going. It's just the little bit start of the flower in the corner. And I'm using the DMCs instead of the Swatagé is what they call it for, but that wasn't in my budget, so I'm going to get my nails done after this, so don't look at my nails. But I love this. And Celeste was talking about, you know, this kind of confetti stitching when it's like a flower or a bird or something like that. I don't know, it just really is, it is fun. You have to be in the mood for confetti stitching, obviously, because it's not something you want to do while you're watching TV and you have your dogs in your lap and all that. It's more of a, I took that, I think 2 days to work and did it at lunch when I was in a room quiet by myself, good lighting, no dogs in my lap. I love my puppies, but it's a little hard to cross stitch with them in my lap. Speaking of Celeste, I want to show you this before I forget. So I saw when I was watching somebody's FLOSSTUBE, I went down to comment on it and I saw something come up and I didn't exactly know what it was. So I Googled it. This is something that has, I don't think it's been out very long, and I'm not a techie person, so I probably shouldn't even be trying to explain this. But if you pull up the video, it has to be a video within the last 7 days. So say somebody puts a video out and they show a technique or a certain chart or a fabulous finish or something that is just amazing to you. You have the ability now to hype their video. So this is Celeste. So when it comes up right here where the comments are, you can swipe on the comments. So here's your comments. Just swipe over. Not that. just swipe over, and there's a little button right here that says hype. So you can hype their video, and it says help your favorite creators get discovered when you hype. So you can come down here, hit the button, and you can hype their video. It's supposed to get that video a little more attention out there. You can do 3 hypes in a 7-day period. I don't know if they get notified. So Celeste, if you're watching this, I just hyped your video. So let me know if it tells you that somebody hyped your video, and then I'll let y'all know on the next video. If you want to practice, you can just go down here and hype this one, and I'll tell you. But I don't know. I don't know if that really works. I don't understand. Never have understood how all that works in the land of YouTube, but it can't hurt. It doesn't cost anything, and you get to do 3 a week. So it'll either make those videos get a little more attention, or it won't. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I forgot something. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. So in the 3 weeks that I was not filming, I had a few trips in there. So one Saturday was just my husband and I went and walked my daughter and her boyfriend in the Alzheimer's walk. Excuse me, my daughter does that. If she can find one, she tries to walk on one every year. She's in healthcare, and she's always had a heart for working with elderly people, and she's had a lot of patients that have had dementia, Alzheimer's, and she always likes to do that, and we always go because, you know, everybody has somebody in their family somewhere that is affected. So we did that one Saturday and went and ate lunch with her and her boyfriend, and that was a lot of fun. One Saturday, I got to go to Not Forgotten Farm. That is Lori Brecklin. So this shop, like, if you ever have the chance to go, it's amazing. If you have any interest at all in cross stitch, rug hooking, felting, needle punch, all of that is covered. I mean, all of it. I mean, it's your jaw will just drop open. So you can walk through that shop 100 times and still find stuff, I think, that you didn't see the first time. So it was a little bit overwhelming to see all that in its awe and to meet Lori. And there was like a stitch day happening. There was a lot going on that day, but I was just like, oh my goodness, I've got to come back here. Like, I've got to come back. So a couple weeks after that, she actually had a needle felting class. So I talked to her and I was able to get in the class. So it was actually meant to make a jack-o'-lantern. I'm not a Halloween-y girl. I've said that before. I love the fall. So I just made mine a pumpkin. But what she taught us, we felted this little pumpkin on this box. We covered the box. The bottom of mine has a little bird. The inside, mine's really tight. The inside, this little spool stamp, and I just put some different, she had all these papers available. I mean, it was just a phenomenal class. And then the inside has this. So, but this, it was great. So the color, it's much more of a rustic orange. It's showing really, really bright on there, but it's a very rusticy orange. And I just love this. I love this. I want to do so much more of this. It was so fun. There were probably 15-ish people in the class. When we went, she gave us a couple needles included in the class fee. These are like a weapon. So she did a very good job explaining how this process worked and why you needed the special needles, how it did what it did. She went through every step individually with everybody. We got this is the little felting pad that you use to stab in, and there's like the residue from doing my pumpkin. She is an excellent teacher, an excellent teacher is all I can say. If you ever have the chance to take a class from her, you should. You absolutely should. So she also showed this beautiful table runner. I did not take a single picture or video at all when I was there to show anybody. Again, just overwhelmed with the awesomeness of the shop. But she had this beautiful table runner that was snowmen, and it had felted snow across the bottom. It was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, while we were there, when you do these, if you have like paper that is a little bit over the edge, or if you want to grunge it up a little bit, you can sand them with these little sanding blocks. And her husband Peter is a woodworker, and he gave anybody that wanted some their own little sanding block and different grades of sandpaper. They were great. Great is all I can say. So when I was there, oh wait, let me back up. So after the felting class, we stayed a little bit later. One of the friends that I went with two ladies, and they were fabulous. We had the best time. One of the ladies that I went with wanted to ask Lori some questions about her punch needle. So they sat there afterwards, and Lori was showing her some stuff with punch needle and with rug hooking. I have wanted to do punch needle forever, and I had started some, so I was like sitting there just hanging on every word they were saying, just soaking in the information, which is what you should do when you want to learn something. You find somebody that's fabulous at it, and you soak information off of them. If they're willing to share, I am willing to learn from them. So it was a very enjoyable day, and I so enjoyed it very much. I'm going to show you some punch needle when I dig down to it, but I'm not quite there yet. But the first day I was there, she had this pattern free. She has this sample that she's done hanging in her shop. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this was in a magazine maybe. Yes, this was in a magazine. This was in Woolworks magazine. Fall 2018, Volume 2, Issue 3 is where this was, if you are interested in this. But I love this house. I love it. So, now again, I'm not trying to go crazy with these new hobbies. I'm trying very hard to just have one project with the new hobbies at a time. I am still working on my crochet blanket. I'm about halfway done, and then I already have the idea for the next one, but I'm not starting multiple because quilting and cross stitch, I have beyond multiple things started, and I can't do that with every new craft. So this is maybe one day, but I did get the pattern in that I talked about that I had ordered last time. I don't think I had it last time I did a video. If I did, I'm just going to show it to you again. So this is it. This is Birds and Blooms by the Woolen Needle. So I had a picture of this when I went the first time to Not Forgotten Farm, and I asked Lori, and she helped me pick out, between her and my friend Lillian, they helped me pick out. So this will be the background, just a plain, simple black. And then I have this bundle of wool. You can see it better from this side. And this bundle to do this. I mean, is that not going to be... Oh. And then Lori helped me pick out the thread. And in here somewhere, in a piece of this wool, somewhere in one of these, I have a needle that I really need to find. Oh, there it is. So she gave me a needle so I can get that done. Very excited. I'm very excited. I did pick one of these up. She's gonna have a open house. I feel like you probably have to go on there and sign up for it, I think. It says Saturday, December 6th from 10 to 4. Join us as we celebrate this holiday season. Patterns and supplies for cross-stitch, punch needle, embroidery, rug hooking, and handmade primitives. So go to her website and check that out and see. If you are within driving distance, it was a road trip. Now I'm not lying. It was a little trek for us, but well worth it. I mean, it's still a day trip. I'm sorry, this is going to be a little crinkly. I want to keep all my wool stuff in a bag because that will not come out of my sewing room, but dogs, huskies, fur, magnet to everything, so I can't be going too crazy with that. All right, hold on, I need to move some stuff. All right, so next, I'm gonna leave quilting to the end just because I know some people aren't like super great fans of quilting. So this is a quilting stack. Sorry for shaking you. I did get, and this is gonna have some plans and some haul just kind of woven. At this point, it's just gonna turn into a babble fest, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember to tell you everything that I want to tell you, and there's just so much amazement. I can't. This is a piece of velvet that a lovely friend of mine gave me. And again, this is showing up brighter, but it's this beautiful olivey, light olivey green, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you to my friend for that. I got some goodies from another friend that had gone to a retreat. She picked me up a couple things, but they're already in their homes. So I didn't want to undecorate all my stuff. I have enough of a mess going on in my house. This is a handle for the needles, for the needle felting. She was selling these for like, I don't know, $1, maybe $2. I don't know, like really cheap. So I got one because I do want to do some more needle felting. And I've already talked to another friend that's been wanting to do it, and we decided we're going to get together one day and do this. So I would love to do a snowman. It would be so pretty. So pretty. And a Christmas tree and all the things. I did also, what is it? Okay, so I got some supplies for needle turn applique. So, I don't know that I will get to that before my next video, but that is something that is in the plans because I have a couple projects that I need to work on with that. This is just randomness. I was at Hobby Lobby. They have these little wooden pieces that look, you know, barnwoody. You get 4 of these for like $6 in their wood section. I would like to do some punch needle things on here and give away as Christmas presents. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Okay, so I'm back down to my ambassador, cross-stitch ambassador section. So I was able to get, I've gotten quite a bit of linen since I saw you last, but again, it has been a month since I've seen you, so some of it's clubs and some of it's just purchases. I have this lovely piece of grapeseed by Moonshine Stitchery. Oh, can you see? I kind of have an idea for something I might like to stitch on here. It might be too dark for that, but I don't know. But I love some dark linen. We know this. And I'm sorry, I'm not taking all these out of the package because it's just a lot. And you don't want to listen to all the crinkles anyway. This is Felicity. This is the piece that Phoebe and Jan and I are going to use to stitch this year's Thanksgiving Teresa Kogut start. It is Serenity. So if any of y'all want to join Thanksgiving Day, Teresa Kogut, Serenity. But look at this. I am so excited to have some of Phoebe's linen. I've been stalking her website forever. Oh, it's just gorgeous. She's so good with color. She's so good with color. And then I was able to get a little bit of Lakeside. I got some small pieces. This is 40 count Tundra. And again, none of the colors are reading true today, just because of, the sun and clouds and what all that is doing, but that is so pretty. I'm trying to not buy too much 40 because I've only done a little bit of 40. Oh, that reminds me. I had something else I was going to show you, but I'm not going to dig it out. And then this is also Lakeside. This is a 36 count vintage Luna. It's more of a, I don't know how to describe it, like a yellowy tan color. Almost, not really buttery, but it has a yellow tint to it. Now this is my club piece of Seraphim. And this, I feel like I got this not too long after I filmed last, but this is Bee's Knees. I'm really excited to have this. Oh, there is something else that I worked on. I did start Elizabeth Metcalf that I talked about in the last video, and I really wanted to show it today, but I don't know exactly where that bag is. So it's on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, it's a wonderful chart. The border is amazingly easy to work on. It's really well done. The pattern is nice. The symbols are good. This is Rosie in the Rockies. I hope I said that right. But if you go, you can go to Etsy and put in Elizabeth Metcalf and it will come up. You can reach out to the designer, or you can reach out to Contented Needleworker Kim if you would like to be in the Instagram chat room. There's a ton of ladies in there, and there are some beautiful adaptations of this as far as what colors and linen they have picked. It is such a lovely chart. That is one that I plan on taking on my trip this weekend, so I will definitely show it in the next video and hopefully have some more progress. But it's an easy, fun, enjoyable stitch. And that made me think of it because I think that Krista the Wildflower Stitcher is doing hers on Bee's Knees. I could be wrong, but I feel like I'm not. I don't know. But this is a beautiful piece of linen, so I'm excited to have some of that. I hear people talk about it a lot, and I just haven't ever gotten any, but now I have some. And then I got the pomegranate. Wow, that's reading so bright. I wish the colors were right. This is a really pretty piece. This is a Fabrics by Stephanie, and I got this because I want to do the ladybug and that I'm going to show you, and Lucy Bean. There's a Lucy Bean piece. I feel like I might have shown this last time. I might have, because I feel like I remember talking about those things. I don't know. Alright, so now I'm going to show you, this is cross stitch. Some of this is haul and some of it is hand-me-downs from some friends. And I don't know exactly who shared what, so I'm going to not try to name too many names unless I'm absolutely positive. So this one, my friend Renee, hey Renee, she sent this to me. Renee is Prairie Stitcher 515 on Instagram, and she is phenomenal. She's fast like jam. She's like, I'm going to stitch this, boom, done. Her and Kim do a lot of the same things, and I do a lot of perusing of what they are stitching and get ideas. They're both very good at changing colors and adapting the charts. But she had this one, and she said, I think she got it at a retreat, maybe. I'm not sure, but she wasn't 100% sure that it's something that she would stitch anytime soon, and she asked me if I was interested, and I said absolutely. So this is Christian Sewing Fold and Box Pin Keep. I love this and this. I want to do a mattress finish. So these shouldn't be too big, but I was like, oh, I would love it. And Sweet Renee got it right in the mail for me. So thank you so much, Renee. I appreciate that. When I was at Not Forgotten Farm, I saw these two models stitched. These are really pretty on the covers of these, but in person, they just stopped me. They're beautiful. So I got Spring Farmhouse. So pretty. This one, oh, it doesn't have a stitch count on the back. She says you need a 1/4 yard of 32 count. She did it on ironstone linen, and it has DMC. Oh, ironstone linen from Not Forgotten Farm. So I have to scope that out. And then this one is Ever Humble. It's really pretty. It's actually, this looks really dark on here, but it is a lighter version of it, and it's very pretty. Very pretty. So this one, she stitched it on 36 count. This stitch count is 189 by 149 on this one. And I'm sure this one has the count inside. I'm just not going to rattle and pull that out. This was a hand-me-down from a friend at Stitchy Group. Thank you, my friend. Pumpkin Farm. I love this. I love a pumpkin, a cross-stitch pumpkin. Just not a jack-o'-lantern. I know, I'm a weirdo. I'm the weirdo in the group. My friend ordered this through her Etsy shop for me. This is a Changed World. I want to do this for the Scarlet House Charlie Kirk sale. It has been started. I'm sorry, the light is so crazy. I do have a couple other older Scarlet House charts that some people are doing. One of them is Seeking Refuge, and the name of the other one has left me, but I would like to do those at some point too. But this one I would like to start fairly soon. You know, the world's been an ugly place as of late, and you just need some happy. This I also got from my friend's shop, Land That I Love, Biscornu book from Teresa Kogut. So this is the one you can mix and match the tops and bottoms of the Biscornus. I want all those. All of them. So pretty. These were some, this one was a new release. Samplers and Primitives. I'm starting to get a pretty good collection of their charts. I have one Christmas, it's a Christmas tree chart that I started last year. It's not giant, that I want to finish for Christmas this year, and then I want to start this one as my, not necessarily Christmas Day, but Christmas season start. This is called Noel Ornament Sampler. I just love how she mixes her like layout of the Quakers and stuff. This one is kind of a fall one, the Robin Quaker. It has like fall colors. I love these colors. It's really pretty. I'm sorry, I need to quit getting so close. I need to quit doing that thing with the light and dark. Pretty. This is the Ladybug Picnic, the hands-on design that I got that linen for. So pretty. This was a hand-me-down from a friend, Ye Old Crow. I want to get that one too. Redbird Sampler. I think that's so pretty. And then I Love Fall Most of All. It's a hand-me-down, Primrose. I am not one to turn out down a free chart at all whatsoever. These two, I'm not sure if I showed these in the last video or not, but they're worth showing again if I did. Siren Stitchworks, Patriotic Biscornu. Have I ever made a biscuit new? No. Am I really good at buying charts of biscuit news? Absolutely. Super good. And Liberty Sampler. I love this. I do not really currently, I mean, Dwelling Place does read patriotic because of the colors, but I don't have a truly, like, in-your-face patriotic start going right now, so I need to get something going there. And then this one, I just recently got Woolies Pin Keep by Stacey Nash. Love it, love it, love it. And I will, like I try to do always, I will list my friend's Etsy shop down below. She sells charts, linen threads, you know, all that stuff. I will also list my Etsy shop. I have some new items I put in my Etsy shop late last night, and a couple of them have already sold out. I'm making the little bead zipper pulls with different words on them, so I will have some more of those going in hopefully later today. If not today, tomorrow. I have them laid out. I just got to get them assembled. And then I will have some new floss bling. I can't think of the right word I want to say, but the floss ring, floss drop decoration, whatever. I don't even have one right here to show you, but I've got some that are drying right now, so they will also go in the Etsy shop the next couple days, and I'll list that down below. Before I move to the next, oh, here, this is I did get a wool pattern. This was a hand-me-down from someone also. Primitive Gatherings. They have beautiful wool. And I did reach out to every friend I could think of that I have any contact for, and I was like, hey guys, I'm thinking about going down this wool path. Anybody got any shops that they like to buy their wool from? And I have all the good spots. Everybody gave me all the shops that they use, and I have a list of them, and I've been online stocking all of them, but I'm trying to be good until I get at least a couple stitches in on this big project. And yes, I did start with a giant project because that's what I do. I really like big projects. But this one, I feel like this will be soon to follow because I really like this. I'll probably do the simpler version to start with, but I've always loved the look of a penny rug. Always, always, always. This is a really cool magazine. I picked this up when I was at Not Forgotten Farm. This is, it was a freebie that she had there, and I just want to show you a couple. It has some really cool, like, rug hooking, if you're into rug hooking. I know my friend Sarah Sue, she saw me in one of the, look at that, in one of the posts that Not Forgotten Farm had posted after their class. And she used to live in North Carolina. She's a North Carolina girl. Even though she's not here now, she's still here in her heart. And she said she has visited the shop before and loved it. So if you are thinking that you might like rug hooking, you have got to go in there. You just have to. I have two fall pieces that I want to get working on. Every time October rolls around, I get into this fall sense of thinking that I'm going to get a lot of things done because I don't stitch Halloween. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to have all this time. I'm going to get stuff done. And here it is, like 11 days into October, and I've not stitched 1 ounce of anything fall at all whatsoever. None. Zero. Zippo. But I have decided my birthday is coming up in a few weeks, and I think that I have decided. I had my birthday stitch narrowed down to 2 pieces. Now, keep in mind, I've never finished any of my birthday stitches. They're all still starts in my whip pile somewhere. But I think that I've narrowed it down. So in this book, Winds of Autumn, I decided just to knock out autumn and birthday together. I want to do this one that's on the back cover. Now, I won't put the names here. I will put something else, maybe something to do with friendship or something, maybe, I don't know. But this is very me. This is my color palette that makes me happy. I know it's Maybe a little drabber for some other people, but I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hold on, I'll tell you the name of it. If I can find it real fast. A Sister's Love. But you can change this to any color. You could make it super bright if super bright is your thing. I don't know. I just think it's really pretty. And I don't think it's super, winds up being super big. Let me get back there. The count is 149 by 155. So I might actually finish that birthday start. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, could I change my mind in 2 weeks? I could. But this, I definitely want to do this. If I don't start it from my birthday start, it'll probably still get started in November. But I'd love for you to stitch along with me if you would like to. Alright, so now I'm going to show you my punch needle stuff, and then I'm going to go to quilting. I know, I've got a lot of stuff today. I got to quit waiting so long between videos. So, I have a friend that is really good at punch needle. I've always wanted to do it, but I haven't because I'm a chicken. But somewhere you just got to start, right? I told somebody the other day, you weren't born knowing how to do something. Everything that you know how to do this day, whether it be tie your shoes or knitting, I mean, you learned to do that at some point in your life. So you did everything for the first time at some point. So sometimes your first try is good and sometimes not so much. And my first try is not so much, but I'm still going to show it to you. But I picked up a couple. These were some free. There was a pile of freebies at Not Forgotten Farm, so I picked this up. I'm not sure if he's cute or creepy, but I like him. You know, sometimes it's just like that. There's something else in here. This was also a little freebie. Pumpkins. I like that. It's says approximate size 5.5 by 3.5. So I might get me some oranges and try that. It says hooked on rug. So apparently you can really interchange rug hooking patterns and punch needle. It's just the size that you do them in. Oh, and I picked up this little star at Not Forgotten Farm also. I don't think she lists any of her little... I think she only lists patterns on her site that she sells. I don't think she puts any of her little stuff, but she has all kinds of little goodies like this around the shop. So I picked that up because I want that for my patriotic Christmas tree when that time rolls around. I probably should have got a couple more, but I will be back to visit her at some point. I may not get back anymore this year just with everything going on, but I will at some point get back to her shop. And I'm sure she has some more goodies. I'd love to go for her Christmas stuff and see, but we'll see. I got a piece of weaver's cloth while I was there. So this is what you do your punch needle on. So I got another piece. This is a Teresa Kogert pattern that I bought. I do have this traced out, and this will be my third project. My first two projects are the two stockings that are on here. This sample was up, Lori had it up at Not Forgotten Farm, and love it, love it. So I'm going to show you what I've done, but keep in mind, this is new to me. So I'm not going to show it close because it's not very pretty. But here's my stocking that I did. This is the first stocking I did. So it does have a nice little primitive look. I did not use the called for colors. I just pulled some from my stash. The red is that DMC variegated. And it looks okay from a distance. I could put it up somewhere and it would be fine. But up close, it is not even depth across the front. So I know exactly what I did. I know why it's like that. So I'm trying to correct that on my next one. So it's just traced upside down. So this is the neck stocking, which will be the the Christmas tree. Now in her pattern, this is more of a stick tree. But if you see around here, I don't have really clear definition around my circles over here. So I decided to make this a little bit fuller tree since I'm new. And that way it would look a little better when I fill in the outside stocking. So, you know, it's just like cross stitch. You can adapt the pattern however you want to. But I do like this process. I talked to another friend of mine, and we were discussing punch needle, and she said the same thing. She has tried it before, and you can't rush through this. And I think that's, in your mind, you feel like you can punch, but you have to really, until you get in the rhythm, you have to go slower. Like when I was watching my friend talked to Lori, like and I was watching them, like they've done it for a while, so they have a good rhythm going. I'm very, very slow. This right here probably took me an hour, just because I did rip out several times. I mean, you can rip out a little bit. I ripped out a whole lot of stuff, but you can rip out a little bit until you get the practice right. But I do think that once I have some more practice, that this will be something that I do enjoy a lot and that I will do a lot more of. So in the midst of all this punch needle practicing, a friend of mine at work, she was going through some stuff, and she brought in just some freebie stuff to get rid of that she didn't want. You know, some scrapbook stuff and some art pencils and coloring books, adult coloring books and stuff. And she had them out there. So I waited a little bit, and these three nobody took. So I was like, okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and take them since I gave everybody else a chance. But I picked these up because I feel like these would be good to simplify the pattern a little bit, but these would be good practice for me for punch needle. So if you're in, I know they sell these about anywhere, but I know Hobby Lobby has a really good selection of them. But you know, you could, let's see if I can find something, you know, like that is super detailed. But if you took all the detail out of it, that would be a good like practice piece. So that's my thought for that. We'll see how that goes. All right, next I'm going to talk about quilting, and then that's the last thing. If you're not hanging out for the quilting, I'm glad that you stopped by and saw me. I hope that I have shown everything that's not quilting, but we'll see. I mean, you could like fast forward through the rest of it and just see if something pops up that's not quilting, but I feel like that's the bulk of it. So I want to start with, I don't really have a finish, but I have an almost finished that I'm going to show you. Because once I get it finished, it's going to be on my table and I'm not going to pull it back off to come in here. So I quilted my table runner that I'm going to use for the fall on my dining room table. So we have a pretty big dining room table, and I had gotten this kit, I don't even know, a while back. Lori Holt, I love the boxes that she does with her kits. And I love this box, and I got it, and I took it to quilt camp last year, and I pieced it together. And then I've been on this, I'm sorry, my ears are just, I'm falling apart today. I've been on this kick where I want to get my quilt tops finished that have been lingering. So I decided to pull this one out, and I looked at it for a little bit, and I was like, you know, I think I'd like to do some crosshatch quilting on it. Crosshatch quilting is not difficult at all. It is time consuming. So it probably took me, I would say 3 sessions to sit down, just with the time frame that I have available in the evenings. It probably took me 3 sessions to get this done, and it's not perfect, but I love how it turned out. So here is the the table runner. So it's a pretty wide table runner. And I love the border. And if you see, so I did a crosshatch on it. So not perfect, but done, and it will look good on my table. So this is the background that I picked for it. It's one of Lori Holt's prints, and then you can see the cross-hatching a little better on the back. It's very enjoyable to do. I do not, when I do cross-hatching, I do not mark the actual quilt. I use painter's tape. Put painter's tape down. I use that as my guide. I stitch. I pull the painter's tape up. I lay it back down on the next thing. I stitch. I don't put a whole bunch of painter's tape. I just use that one strip over and over until it doesn't stick anymore. Throw that away, get another strip. Use that as my guide. And it works out really well. So pretty. So I would like to have a couple more small quilts quilted before my next video to be able to show you. But I've said that before, and here we are. The binding is going to be this. So all I have to do is splice that up, sew it together, and get it put down. So I could do that, I don't know, in an evening or two, and that will be done and ready to go on my dining room table. I do have another finished quilt to show you. However, I did not make it. I actually, last night we went to a fundraiser for Hope for Humanity. It was fantastic. They had a fish fry. We went and ate somewhere else because I don't like fish, so my sweet husband took me to get a hot dog. But they had a fish fry. They had a guest preacher come, delivered a great message. They had a silent auction. They had a raffle drawing, and it was just a good time of hanging out with some good people. But I came home with a lot of pottery because I had a lot of pottery in the silent auction, and I love pottery. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I would show it to you, but you would just be like, can you possibly just show us one more thing in your video? So I'm not going to show it, but I did get some beautiful, beautiful pieces. And one of the baskets that I was bidding on had a quilt in it. So it was folded up in the back, and it was just a little basket. The basket was like yay big, and it was like advertised as like a coffee basket. So it had a package of coffee beans in it. It had a really pretty ceramic mug. I didn't know it had another piece of pottery, a pottery mug. It had another piece of pottery hid down underneath. It had 2 bowl cozies, and it had this quilt. Well, I couldn't see the quilt, you know what I mean? You could just see like the edges of it, but I'm like, I want that quilt. So went up there, signed my husband's name. I go up there every little bit and look, and if somebody else had bid, I got this quilt for almost nothing. But for what we paid for what all we got, like, I feel like we owe some people some more money. But this is the quilt. It's huge. Like, I did not know. I was not expecting it to be this big at all. So we got to the parking lot in the car, and I was like, get that quilt out. I want to see it. So it's a very pretty Christmassy. Look. I'm just gonna. So it has this little Christmas scene at the bottom. I mean, isn't it pretty? So I will have that over my couch at Christmas time. But I mean, look at it. That's a quarter of it. I mean, it's a big quilt. I don't even want to tell you how little I paid for this because I'm ashamed that that's all I gave. But I love it. And it was funny. We were in the parking lot leaving, and this group of people, I hadn't met like a lot of these people. I knew only just like 2 or 3 people there. And it was a pretty good crowd, but one of the ladies, when we were putting the stuff in the car, she walked by, she was like, that's a beautiful quilt. She said, I hope you enjoy it. And so I was thinking maybe it was her that made it, and I turned around and she said, what was it? She said, I was bidding on it trying to get it. She said, but I'm not bitter. I mean, she was just, funning, but I mean, Oh, it was so fun. It was just a fun time. And, got that nice thing to show from it. Um, so, quilting haul was kind of a lot in the last month. So, again, these were some hand-me-downs. Some of these are older. I'd never seen before, but I love them. So this is Appalachian Memories quilt. Has all these, they're all barns. And this is like you do the embroidery. I have somewhere here a panel that is all barns that I need to find. It would be a beautiful quilt. Beautiful. Holly Hill Town. Little quilt with a church. I love it. I'm very into house quilts with houses right now. Look at this. I love this. I want to do this like right now. I don't have time, but I want to do it right now. This is a nice little runner. Pinwheel puzzle. And that is, it looks like curves. That's all straight piecing. There's no curves in that. And a lot of times you get some of these older patterns and you're like, colors make all the difference in the world. You could do this in any color and it would be beautiful. Blues would be really pretty. Nice fall colors. That'd be a good fall table runner too. This I love. I absolutely love this. So it has some little bitty pieces. And it's been done. There's the cutout pieces in already. But that's hand-me-down. This is another hand-me-down. Schnibbles. I love schnibbles. I have a couple different schnibble patterns. This is domino. 33 by 33 is the finish. That would be pretty with some Kim Deal. Kim Deal. Poinsettia Song Quote Along. I do not like these colors, but I do like the blocks themselves. Okay, oops. Oh, sorry. I also tweaked my back a little bit. So, fun little Zorro, not even Zorro, just Husky story to throw in here. The other morning, let the dogs out. Because they just, I gotta go out, I gotta go out. I gotta go. And then they wouldn't come inside. It was making me late for work. I was outside chasing them through the yard, trying to get them inside. Not Zorro, because he was inside being a good dog. It was the girls, the two girls. They were outside being bad, and I had to go out there and chase them. And one of them, she really loves to dig. I mean, Huskies are diggers, but when it gets cold, she instantly goes to digging. I don't know why, but she does. And she hasn't been digging in a long time. But the last week, since the temperatures have dropped, she's been out there digging like a maniac. And I stepped in a hole, and I think I tweaked my back a little bit. So every time I stand up or sit down, it's like, hey, it's me, you're back. Just reminding you that I hurt a little bit. And I talk to my dogs a little bit under my breath at that point. But anyway, I love them. I got the Wild Orchid Jolly Bar. This is fabric by Blackbird. Sweet ladies. And I don't know if you can really tell, but it's really, I love those colors. So it will make the caramel shortbread quilt when you put some backing with it. I love these Jolly Bars. I know I've said it before. I'm thinking that I may do a separate quilt video one day, just with all of my pre-cuts, my unfinished tops, my plans, maybe highlight a quilt designer. Y'all let me know if there's quilters out there and you'd be interested. I know a lot of floss tubers do separate quilting videos. I just kind of blend my little bit of quilting in, but I think I may want to do a, once every 6 months or something, just do a full-blown quilt video. So just let me know if anybody's interested in that. I ordered the Fat Quarters by the Dozen book. I have their Half Yard Cuts book. And what's the other one? Is that fat quarters? I don't know. But the pre-cuts, I have all the pre-cut books. These came with the gardenia stickers. I'm going to put one of these on my cross-stitch light. But these are cute. I love these. So this has some really, really, really pretty quilts in it. And I want to get started on a couple. Again, with all this extra time I have. I do have a job. I do need to go to work. I can't just stay home and craft all day. As fun as that would be, I probably still wouldn't get anything done. Anyway, this is a quilt that a friend of mine and I are going to knock out one weekend. It's only 21 by 31. This is Autumn Bloom by Primrose Cottage. It's very cute. Very cute. I saw this and I was following this lady. I can't remember her name. I will try to remember and talk about it in the next video, but she does these workshops and teaches this class where you make these beautiful quilted jackets. It's so much money. It is so much money. So much money. Now, I love to go to classes and workshops, but there is a limit, and it is a low limit to what I will pay for a class. I would never be able to do one of her classes, but the jackets are beautiful. Well, in the midst of all that, Laundry Basket Quilts released a quilter's jacket pattern, and it's not anywhere close to the same design as this other lady, but this is probably more me. Now, this would obviously, if you know me, you know what color this would be. It would be browns and beiges and grays, and I so want to do this. I pulled the directions out and read it a little bit, and it's a little daunting, but I think that it's doable. So I got that. This is actually a free pattern. If you are a quilter, you should go to Instagram and follow Emily Dennis. Her website is quiltyloveshop.com. She has some great videos and she's very inspiring. She has a squiggle quilt design that she uses on a lot of her quilts that I want to try on a couple quilts. That is really nice. It looks simple, looks very doable for like a home machine quilting application. But she has a video out, and you can get this pattern. It tells you how, like on her website. If you go to her website and put in Jelly Roll Square Quilt, it will come up. I think you just join her newsletter, and then it comes in the newsletter. But this is a Jelly Roll quilt, and it is beautiful. I have, a Jelly Roll or 30, literally, on my shelf up there, so I think I need to make this. But I'm trying very hard to not start any new quilts before quilt camp. Quilt camp is in November, and I will, in my next video, I will probably show you my plans for quilt camp. But after quilt camp, I want to do that. And then this one. So I own a lot of Elizabeth Hartman patterns, a lot. I haven't made any of them. I don't know why, but I love them. I have I can't even start naming how many I have because there's so many, but there will be some Elizabeth Hartman quilts in my future. Laura with Lala D Stitches, she has done a couple. They're beautiful. I have a friend at Quilt Camp. She has done multiples. No, I have a couple of friends at camp. There's Kathy and Pam have both done multiples of Kathy Hartman. I have a really cool modern Kathy Hartman book that has some beautiful quilts in it that I want to do. Now, I am all over the place with my quilting. There is not a quilt, I don't know what the right term is, a quilt genre maybe that I don't like. I love modern quilts. I don't really do a lot of cutesy quilts, but there are some that I really love, like Elizabeth Hartman. I love vintage looking quilts. I love traditional quilt patterns. I love sampler quilts. I love row quilts. I love medallion quilts. I love English paper piecing. I love foundation paper piecing. I am trying to love applique. I'm trying to up my applique skills. Like, there is nothing about quilting that I do not love, is all I'm gonna say. So when I saw this, I think it was like in like a quilt market Instagram post or whatever, I was like, I have to have this. So this is called Show and Tell by Elizabeth Hartman. No, it's just wrinkled because it's so thick, because I wasn't smart enough to print it two-sided. But look at this. Is that not cute? So I won't do these colors on the quilt. It will be a different color palette, but oh my goodness, it's so cute. So cute. So October, next week, is a stitchy get together. November is quilt camp. December, we have a little, there might be a little mini, there's a few of us that might go hang out for a long weekend that we'll take stitching and quilting. So I don't know. I don't think this one will make it on that trip, but it's got to be coming up soon, because look, it's just so cute. It's just so cute. Okay, and then my last bit of haul is huge. Now, I need you to keep in mind, I have known that this was available for a couple months, so I was able to squirrel up some money for this. This was not in my normal budget of quilting. I have a friend that was getting rid of some Kim Deal fabrics. I very much love Kim Deal right now, and if you've watched me any amount of time through the quilting section, you know that I love Kim Deal. She is over her Kim Deal era, and she was wanting to sell some of her stuff. So she sent me pictures of what she had. We agreed on a price. I sent her the payment out, and my package came yesterday. Guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness is all I can say. So again, this is months of saving up for this. Okay, so don't. So I got this. 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 And she had a Kim Deal book that she had 2 of, so she gave me one of them. And I've already picked out a quilt out of here. I love it. Thank you to my friend who sold me her stash of Kim Deal. And if she finds any more, friend, you have my information. And I'm not going to tell y'all who it is, because I don't want y'all bombarding her and buying up fabric she might sell me. But I don't. It's just another example of just a great community and great friends. And it is nice that, say that one day I decide I don't want to cross stitch anymore. I have plenty of people that I can sell my stash to. That will never happen. But it is nice that you have that connection out there to people that have similar interests, so that you can share creative ideas and encourage each other, come up with something new. If there's something you want to learn, there's always somebody out there willing to teach you. And that's where I am right now, very much in my world. Quilting plans are to just make a dent in some of this stuff. I do, Jim had texted me, Stitch and Jim, and we're going to start Socialites. Yes, Socialites 3. Have we finished Socialites 2? No. We were going to keep each other accountable on that, and we didn't do a very good job, but we're going to try again on 3. So I'm kind of toying with the idea. It doesn't start for a while. I don't think it actually starts till like February. So it's either, I think my palette is either going to be patriotic, or I shouldn't say patriotic because I have a lot of patriotic. Primitive Gatherings has a patriotic line. American Gatherings, I think maybe is what it's called. So maybe that, because they showed on Fat Quarter Shop, they showed the layout of that, or Kim Deal. But I got till February to decide, and there could be new fabric come out, because Joe Wecker has a patriotic line coming out that I'm eyeballing. I don't know. There's always just so many choices, but we will see. We will see. So I, again, am planning on being back in 2 weeks, getting back on my 2-week schedule. I just happen to have a lot of things going on in the last month. Fun things. Very fun things. Loved it. And I knew I could catch back up with y'all and it would be fine. But I will be back in a couple of weeks. Let me know if you are interested in just a quilt video, a random, just only quilting video. Let me know what new hobbies you have going on. Let me know if you know anything else more about that hype function that maybe, I don't know. Celeste, if you're watching, let me know if you got a notification of that. And maybe stop by my Etsy shop, see if you see anything there you like. It will, like I said, either this afternoon or tomorrow, I will have the rest of the stuff in there, or some more stuff. I mean, I'm trying to do a little bit better. I had a bunch of stuff in there and I sold some and I wasn't replacing stuff, so I gotta do a little better on that. But that's all I have. So I will see you in a couple weeks, and until then, I hope you get lots of stitching, lots of quilting done. Bye guys.